And openly critical Josh Allen of himself, clearly not happy with that performance. Takeaways, though, from the Jets. The Jets is like, Zach Wilson said it, we expected to win. Everybody else didn't. But that was a huge win over a division rival yesterday. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, for no doubt. And you heard them talk about it this week. They're coming off a loss to the New England Patriots, and they felt like they let one slip away. It wasn't like a demoralizing loss. It was just like, we should have won this game. We were a few plays away from it. And when you watched them yesterday, they were in that game. They were fired up. And Josh Allen said it. You can't win when your quarterback plays like that. The reason he played like that was the secondary of the New York Jets, a secondary that's revamped. Guys that were making plays for them yesterday weren't there. We talked about Sauce Gardner, the high draft pick that they brought in from Cincinnati. You see DJ Reed on the other side, a guy that they paid coming over from Seattle. Jordan Whitehead, a guy that comes over from Tampa Bay, won a Super Bowl there. Bring him in. He has an interception. Sauce has an interception. And they were bad decisions and bad throws by Josh Allen. But give these guys credit. They're out there. They're making plays. And it's hard. When you come together in the offseason, you have a lot of different parts that you're trying to gel together in the secondary, the last line of defense. It doesn't always happen right away. So you have to give Robert Saleh and the coaching staff credit, along with these guys, being able to come together, bond, and see the chemistry, and then making plays out there, going against one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. This is a game none of us expected, Buffalo. And I remember we were watching a game yesterday, and you're like, upset alert. Like, I can see the New York Jets winning this game, and they figured out a way to do so.
Yeah, I mean, think about like what you said. It's not easy to bring a team like this together, right? Everybody's moving parts, different parts, and I think it's Robert Saleh's credit to him, right? He is somebody that's changed the locker room, changed the entire team. First of all, who'd have thought that the New York teams in general, all three of them.
What do you think?
I know two of them in Jersey.
It's
but the record, the Jets are 6-3. I mean, who'd have thought? And I think that's credit to him. The way he's motivated the locker room. He said in the past, we all keep receipts. I know he's now stated, I'd rather not say that because you want to internalize everything. You want to keep these words for your team and for yourself. But I think credit to the New York Jets. Who would have thought at the beginning of the season?
When he said that, honestly, Marcus, it felt like he was saying it in defense of his players. If you were in that locker room, would you have taken respect for your head coach saying that?
I mean, I remember Tom Coughlin here always said, players win, coaches lose. And I think that's something that a good coach should always say and act like. It depends on what you say in front of the camera to the media, but how you treat the locker room. And certain things, you just give your players snippets. And he's like, you know what? They all look at you and say, you know what? Our coaches are our back. And I think you can see the guys bought it.
Huge difference.
It's a really rough loss by the Bills. Josh was not himself in the second half, and he owned it immediately, and I like that. But this is not a Bills conversation. Like, this is about the Jets. And I think it's cool that, you know, we're here in Germany, and these teams abroad have certain reputations. You know, like the Cowboys are about style and flash, and the Steelers are about history and winning. And the Jets are about same old Jets. The second they're good, they're terrible. I mean, you know, you played in New York. It's what Jet fans hate to hear the most. Same old Jets. It's the lamest, low-hanging fruit. This was supposed to be the same old Jets game in the sense that, all right, you lose to New England, and now Buffalo just comes in and just cleans your clock, and you lose 37-10, and it's back to the shallow end. It's not. This was supposed to be the go-away game. Cool start to the season. Great, you got a good coach. They didn't. And not only did they win at home, they won with this cool brand of, like, tough football. There was a point in the second half that the Jets ran 8 straight running plays. 8 straight. And look at this guy. This is Zach Wilson, little dimple-faced, blue-eyed, pretty boy, and he put his shoulder down. Now, Zach Wilson wasn't great in this game, but I think he was gritty, and I think he earned some respect, and I don't even know if he should be making this play. He gets crushed. But I like that he didn't give a bleep, which is a uniquely American way of saying, I'm all in. And the Jets are all in. This is not, we're all waiting for the Jets team to go away. Because you're the Jets, and that's what you do. They're not. And they just beat the Bills. I don't care who is injured on the Bills. I don't care what happened. Zach Wilson put his shoulder down, and he said, not today. And I think that's pretty cool. And it's not the same old Jets.
Those 8 run plays were a part of a 14-play.
Awesome.
81-yard drive that took 6 minutes off the clock. I mean, any other team that was asked to do that, like, they could have panicked. They could have, like, you know, freaked out, thrown an interception. Like, I can't keep doing this, blah. But they didn't do that. So, again, credit is where credit is due. But I will bring up the what is going on with Josh Allen conversation.
Go on.
Just, is this just what you get when you have Josh Allen's style of play? He scores 2 running touchdowns, but then he throws 2 interceptions in this game. He didn't look himself, really his eccentric, electric self against the Packers a couple weeks ago, and now we're seeing this. It's interesting, and this number keeps coming up to me, which is these one-score games that Josh Allen is playing into. He's 2-7 now in one-score games. What does that imply? What does that imply when you're playing from behind?
The one-score games don't really bother me. I think it's the plays that you see. So you talked about the Green Bay game last week. They win that game, but he has 2 interceptions in that game where when you're watching it, you're just like, why? And then the game yesterday, the first interception he throws to Jordan Reed is just like, what is going on? He's not open, and the Sauce Gardner one was probably worse.
This is so compelling. This is a compelling graphic, is that the division is playing beyond, I think, what we were expecting, especially the teams in the middle there. But the fact that the Bills, for as good as they look, for the teams that they have beat, Kansas City being one of them, 0-2 in the division. Just an amazing thing. And we're going to bring that back up again when we talk about another one of those teams.